Okay, we are recording Sisterhood Team Call Feb 3rd. Let's open it up for recognition before we toss it over to the NLC ladies tonight.
I've got some. I'll start. I have my coach, Claire, who is also my first coach from the UK, maybe her first coach from the UK in the Sisterhood, certainly in Fire and Freedom. She's from Scotland. It's the coolest thing. She has been coaching for a couple weeks and she's going Emerald tomorrow. Absolutely killing it. Already has goals to go Diamond in March. And I love it because it's like, I feel like her market is an untapped market. Like she said, you know, so many women don't know about Beachbody there. And so she's like bringing it to them. So that whole excitement is so excited. Oh, Erin, that's so cool. We should connect them. And then I also wanted to call out my coach, Colleen Ryan. I don't even know if she's on the call tonight, but I know she has been so busy working her executive job, working like a dog. Her husband just started a new business also as an entrepreneur. Her son is home doing virtual school. She's early mornings, late nights, and she's still showing up every single day. She's doing her workout. She's pouring into her and pouring into her challengers. And I just want to say, like, I think there's so many women that are feeling the same pressure right now, and I'm so proud of her and like of everybody here that is doing all of the things and still showing up for themselves. Maybe not in the same way you were showing up for yourself 3 months ago or whatever that looks like, but like she's still doing it, and I'm so freaking proud of her. So good job, Colleen.
I'll jump in. I'll piggyback off Mila and keep it with the Fire and Freedom theme. I want to congratulate Megan, who tomorrow is officially going Emerald, and she's been coaching a couple of months and literally sat on her Emerald because she wanted the points for Team Cup. So chicks on fire, we are doing this. Congrats, Megan. I'm so proud of you.
I'll go. I'll continue at Fire and Freedom. I wanted to talk about my Team Cup team. I want to toot our own horn, and I'll continue with Colleen. She just hit SC today. Like she's totally like already locked in SC5, and 3 of our teams have already got points on the board for SC. And anyway, it's on fire, and I'm super proud. And I wish everybody a great Team Cup. But we're having so much fun, so that's it.
I'll go. First, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Chelsea that is just starting coaching. For me, this is a special one. She was like the second person to sign up with me almost a year ago and has just been a huge cheerleader and is ready to take this on. And I'm just so stoked for her. And my second one is Daniela is going Emerald officially tomorrow. We as well, Sophie, waited for Team Cup strategy over here. We were like, Team Cup it up. And I am just so freaking proud of you. Your goal was SC10 for Team Cup. It is only Wednesday, and you are already at SC8. So this is just the beginning of the month. You are on fire. You are just a joy and a privilege to work with, and I'm just so excited to see where you take this.
I'll go. I want to welcome my new coach, Monique. Monique, I'm so excited to have you on Team Impact and part of the Sisterhood. Monique just started Beachbody only a month ago, and she's already getting incredible results and sharing her journey on social media, and we are so happy to have you here. Welcome, Monique.
I'll go. I want to shout out my coach, Renee. She had a killer month last month, only being her second month in. And I think as of tonight, she's going to lock in SC for this month, which is also going to lock in her success starter. So she's been killing the game and doing super, super awesome. So I'm super proud of her. As well, I want to shout out 2 other coaches from our team. Their coach isn't on the call, but Kristen, who will officially be going Emerald tomorrow, as well as Shannon Frey, who locked in SC last month for in her first month of coaching. So everybody's doing awesome, and our Team Cup is on fire. Every single person has already locked in some SC points except for me. So right now I'm the weak link, but I am going to be getting people. I know it really, really soon. So we are on fire. Look out.
I'll go next. I want to shout out my girl Haley Frost. She hit SC8 last month, and tomorrow we'll officially be going Emerald. And then I've got a shout out for our Team Cup, Team Tenacity. Deanna wanted me to shout us out. She can't be on the call until a bit later. So, I mean, way to kill it, girls. We'll make big things happen. So.
Karen, do you want to go before I introduce?
Oh, hi, Shelby. No, I was gonna shout out Kristen, but she's already been shouted out, so I'm good. You go ahead, Court.
Okay, awesome. I wanted to shout out Erica for being Coach of the Month. We honestly, it was a no-brainer. You have been stepping up for a couple months now, and literally at like the first of the month, we were like, Erica takes the cake. It's been so cool watching you just flourish. Your team is doing incredible, and you're taking on all the things. Just I echo everything Erin said in the post today. So wanted to shout you out. And Jordana for Rookie of the Month. Super proud of you, Jordana, and just, you know, I think that Jordana is doing something really vulnerable, guys. She was a Beachbody coach and she quit. And then she was a Beachbody coach and she quit. And what Jordana really realized is that when she left coaching, she wasn't as fulfilled. She didn't feel that little joy that was in her belly when she was a coach. And what she's doing coming back and honoring her journey is really, really beautiful and vulnerable and still her. So I see you, I recognize you. Congrats on Rookie of the Month, and I'm just so excited to do this business with you. Tonight we are listening to 3 of our leaders speak. So just for anybody who doesn't know, they attended NLC last week, which is New Leader Conference. You can only go to this conference one time in your Beachbody career. So last year, Erin, Jen, and myself went. And this year, these 3 ladies went. It should have been in Las Vegas, and Erin was a speaker, so we would have all been together. It is devastating. But honestly, I know that these ladies were able to get something out of this conference because, and they're going to share that with you tonight, but, you know, being in community together really is everything. And I don't know if there was on a National Wake Up Call or somewhere where I heard recently, but she said, you know, to any new coach out there listening, don't you dare quit before getting to a live event, because live events are really such a huge part of this business. I know every single one we've attended has changed the game for our business. So we wanted these 3 ladies to share tonight their takeaways, how they feel, and all that good stuff. Yeah, and actually, I think we have one more shout out, so I'm going to pass it to Jordana, and then I'll introduce the girls.
Thanks, Courtney. I just wanted to shout out my coach, Jessica, who will be officially Emerald tomorrow. I'm so excited for her. She's honestly just stepped into this journey and just showed up being authentically herself. And it's showing and it's shining, and I absolutely love seeing her just step into who she is and just owning it. And then I also wanted to shout out my other coach, Vicky, who has been consistently showing up every single day in her stories, on her social media, just pouring love into what it is that she's doing. And it's showing, and it's just, honestly, I just love her authenticity and her just being real to who she is and what she wants for this journey. So shout out to both of them. I'm so proud of them, and I can't wait to see where they go with this journey.
Congrats, ladies. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Sarah. She is going to kick it off for us. NLC, baby.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Some of you are a little sketchy on my end. Okay. NLC was amazing. Like, I honestly can't even imagine what it would have been like in real life, like in the flesh, but it was an incredible experience. You could feel the energy, like even virtually. It was an emotional couple days, like even like leading up to it. The first day I was like emotional on and off all day. And at the end of day 2, I was exhausted. Like, I was absolutely exhausted. I messaged Courtney and she's like, why are you exhausted? Like, you sat in a chair all day. I'm like, just like all of the info coming in and like being a sponge and processing everything, I was exhausted. And I bet you Chantel and Jackie would agree. but it was like in the best way because there was so much value, there was so much information, and just really trying to soak it all in. So it was an incredible event. I'm excited for all of you who will be able to attend it next year. I've been joking with my team for everybody who's going. I'm going as well, even though they're not going to let me in the doors, and I'm going to hang out in the parking lot, and I'm going to soak in all the energy that I can. But honestly, we could probably talk about the takeaways for days, hours. Like there really was so much. But at the beginning of the conference, I can't even remember who said it, but he said, pay attention to what repeats over the next 2 days because success leaves clues. And it was so true. Every speaker seemed to have kind of a similar thing that they were saying in some sense. There was like a lot of themes overall. So we could talk about all these things. There's a couple things we're going to talk about differently on the Diamond Call tomorrow night. But one thing that really kind of settled with me at the end, it was actually Jake's story. He put it into the comment section of our own little Zoom chat. And he said, did you notice the speakers who are like really reaching through that screen and really engaging with you are the ones who are confident, who are bold, and they know their vision. And I was like, yep, absolutely. Going back, looking through all my notes. So we decided tonight that that's what we want to focus on. We are taking all of our tidbits from all of the different sessions. We've put them into different groups. We've come up with some action steps in hopes that you guys can take some value away from this. And it's not just us talking about how much fun we had at the event, but we're going to talk about being confident, being bold, and knowing your vision. And Jackie's going to kick us off a little bit talking about vision.
Hey guys. So before I start, I just want to say a little bit about my experience, how I got there, how I felt leading up to it, and how I felt coming out of it. So I honestly, I didn't feel worthy. I'm not going to lie. I went into it thinking, gosh, could I stand here or sit here with all these people and compare? I didn't look perfect. I wasn't that perfect person on the stage. My team has ups and downs. I have ups and downs. And I really doubted myself in this position, in this leadership role. And I went into it really apprehensive, but I came out like with a fire in my belly, and I know that I was meant to be there, and I know that it will change my business moving forward, and I am so freaking grateful that I got this opportunity. I know everybody is at different points, but don't chase emerald. Don't chase diamond. This is what you should be chasing. This 1-star qual so that you could get to NLC and feel the fire we feel, to feel how big this community is, how much bigger it is than we even think. And like, it's crazy. I sat in my basement with my kids being a-holes, for a better lack of better word. And I still got so much out of it. Like Sean T booty pumped on the stage with us, and I thought his parts were going to fall out. His shorts were so short. Like, it was so fun. But anyways, on to vision. So I'm going to speak about vision and then give you a few takeaways in vision. So part of the vision is, one, you knowing your own vision and your why, and having something tangible that you're chasing. Ultimately, if there is no end goal or nothing tangible you're chasing, you are never, ever going to like keep that consistent flow. When times get rough, when times get hard, if you're not chasing something specific, you're going to be casual in the business. Bottom line. But more than that, you need to know as a leader what your coach's why is. You need to track that, know that, so when it gets hard for your coaches, you're able to go back and say, well, remember when you told me, or we talked about you wanting to bring your kids to Disney, or needing that extra $300 a month for groceries or whatever, and be able to reignite that fire in their belly. So really knowing what your coach's why is really going to help you be able to push them forward. And always being able to like morph your why. You're always going to have a why, and then you're going to get to that why. And then what? If you're not able to level up your why every time you achieve your why, you will not be able to push forward. So making sure you're setting achievable benchmarks and then setting new ones once those are achieved. I don't know who said it, but somebody said, oftentimes we have fear of posting on social media, fear of putting ourselves out there, fear in general. But fear, time feeds fear is what they said. So the more you analyze, the more you think about it, the more you overthink about your posts or your perfection or whatever, that's what's going to ultimately be your demise. When you have a post, you have an idea, post it, go for it, be confident, be bold, and know your vision and know why you're doing this. Another thing she said, it was Barb Stagaman or something of that nature. She was a very super great speaker. But anyway, she said, be prepared every single day to wake up to people who are ungrateful, people who are arrogant, people who are dishonest, people who are jealous. 20% of people will not like you. Bottom line, you will not please everybody. But think about that 1%, 10%, whatever amount of people you are actually helping. Ignore and do not give anybody who doesn't give you respect any energy. Like, protect your joy and lead without giving any of those people your time. So that's kind of like what they talked about for vision a lot. So one of the takeaways I would say is write out why you are doing this. Put it somewhere you see it, and think about why you're taking time away from your family, why you're taking this time away from your children. Make that why tangible and post it somewhere you can read it every single day. On your mirror in your gym, in your car, wherever it is. Post it and read it every day. Make sure you're tracking your downlines why and keep that readily available to help them out. And if you need inspiration on vision or your why and you can't see beyond what we're discussing today, then go and rewatch the workshop that the girls did on YouTube. It's amazing, and it will spark a little bit of vision in you guys. And that's all I have on vision. I have so many takeaways, but the girls are not going to let me spill all the beans. They wanted to do their things. I'm like, ooh, so many things. But I'll let Sarah and Chantel give you their takeaways from the conference.
All right, I think I'm next. Thank you so much, Courtney and Erin, for inviting us to share. Hello, ladies. Jackie, that was amazing. Thanks so much for the great intro, Sarah. Super funny story about these hats before we start, though, guys. So you see that it has a C. I know it's backwards, but I thought the C meant coach. No, it's for my name. And like Sarah has an S and Erin has an E. Oh my gosh, such a nerd. So first thing I want to share with you, biggest takeaway for me that really helped me, and I kept thinking about it for the last 3 days, was, guys, when you go to pick up your phone, know why you're picking it up. Have a reason to pick up your phone. Be intentional about the people you're messaging, who you're messaging, when you're messaging it, because your time with your family is so special. It is so precious, right? Don't multitask. Don't run and feed a kid and check a message. I did it. I did it for a year. It didn't work for me, okay? So make sure that you're setting intentional working hours. Be very, very aware of when you're working on your phone, and then put it away, okay? That was number one. Don't compare. Don't waste your time. Stay in your own lane, yeah? Number two, for me, your network is your net worth. Think about that for a second. Write it down. It's so good. Your network is your net worth, right? Ask yourself, Would you want to be invited to your party? Would you want to be invited to your challenge group? What are you offering of value in your challenge group? Every time you're sharing your challenge group on social media, it should be a party. Giveaways, fun, results, okay? Does it provide value on the daily? Does everyone in your group feel welcomed? Do they feel like they have a voice to share? Do they feel like they could post a recipe and people will like love on them, right? Are people getting results in your challenge group? Are you getting the results that you want too? Talk about it, hype it up. It is a full-on party. And if you're not really that keen on going to your party, who will really be? Example, Erica and I are so proud of our group. Like, we have Team Impact, we love it, we're super fired up. We have something in the works that we're gonna announce in like a couple days right now. But our community is based on busy women, dedicated mamas, and educators. We've kept it simple. They're all interested in maintaining a special, healthy lifestyle. And my biggest 3 takeaways from that is that we work out, we share, and we invite. Those are the 3 things that we focus on the most. So commit and do more, impact and empower more, and always show up in your own challenge group. Super important. Another one I want to share, guys, is the champion page, Beachbody champion page. So if you're not a member, ask to be added. It's so good. Live trainers come on all the time to share about their programs. There's always like the most recent up-to-date knowledge on all the products, which is so good because I hate knowing like 2 days beforehand, oh my gosh, this is what's going on sale. Oh my gosh, this is what's launching, right? So then this way you can schedule it. They provide a really good calendar to tell you what's up next. So have it, pencil it in, go check out the page. So many amazing tidbits. I'm gonna share one more thing. BOD groups. Your energy will dictate who participates in your BOD group, okay? So if you're not hyped up about your BOD group, if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, and you're like tiptoeing around your BOD group's not gonna work. Or it might a little. So you need to believe in it too, okay? So ask yourself, think of it like this. The BOD groups align specifically to your business. It's a one-stop shop. You go in, you log in, you do the workout, right? You log the workout, you can post the pic right in the BOD group, and then bam, it's all done. So especially for people that don't have social media, it's a game changer. It runs on their email, it's right there, it's super easy. And the last thing, think about all the people that have been appointed to you. It's the best way to connect. So if you have that BOD group ready, it's initialized, all they have to do, they see it when they log in. There's something available for me. Is that gonna provide me value? I'm gonna click on it because I'm curious. There's something there waiting for them. So I've kind of tiptoed a little bit about the BOD groups, but now my energy is building. I have just a small group right now, 12 girls. Every single day, every single one of them show up, they post, they comment, they share, and it's going really well. I think that's all I'm going to share. I'll pass it to Sarah.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to chat a little bit about being bold in 3 different places, and these were kind of the themes that were reoccurring the whole time. Be bold on social media, be bold with your actions, and be bold with your team. In terms of social media, it was repeated time and time again. Show up as you, nobody else. It seemed like every speaker touched on this in some way, and show up as you in the boldest way possible, right? When your best friend is watching and she's like, yeah, 100%, that is Sarah, or are you trying to show up like everybody else? And I think that's something that's really easy to do, especially in the early stages of coaching, is watching what everybody else is doing. But it was said time and time again, show up as you, as bold as possible. And this is going to be something that evolves over time. Who I'm showing up as today is probably going to be different 6 months from now and a year from now as I continue to grow as a person and as a coach and a business owner and all those things. But more than anything, just be you. They talked a lot about reels. Reels are the real deal. More than one person said that. Try to get on different trends, like pretending to be your spouse for a day. They talked about a bunch of different ideas. But one of the main takeaways I got about reels is don't do your workout videos and post that on there. because people are going to see that and they're like, okay, cool, she's a Beachbody coach, or she's doing workouts, or she's into fitness, whatever. Instead, ask yourself, what are things about me that I could show on Reels that have nothing to do with Beachbody, nothing to do with working out, nothing to do with nutrition? Maybe it's hair tutorials. Maybe it's, I don't know, like some kind of like kitchen hack or something like that. But find something that is special to you, that is different from everybody else, and put that on Reels, and put it on Reels as often as possible. The coaches who were using that consistently said that the engagement and the new eyes they're getting on their page is unreal. Another coach said something that really set with me. She said every single morning before her feet hit the ground, she asked herself, how will I make my followers feel something today? How will I have them change something today, whether it's their mind or an action? And how will I make them laugh? She asked herself those 3 questions every single day. And then as she's planning her content throughout the day, she makes sure she hits feel, change, and laugh. And then another thing that was brought up is giving your people something to look forward to. Again, that has nothing to do with fitness or nutrition. So when this speaker was talking, I instantly thought about Jackie with like the Sullivan Show episode 7, right? Like people who are watching Sully, they are going to be wondering when that next episode is coming out. So if Jackie posted a reel or a video, whatever it is, every single Friday, these people who are catching interest, if they don't notice that on their scroll on a Friday night, they're gonna be like, oh, I wonder if Jackie posted this video again. So trying to find something that is gonna bring them back to your page, but something that is consistent in terms of the days that you're sharing it. So that's something. And then the big thing was talking about coaching every single day. Don't let one day go by where you are not referencing, mentioning, talking about your own experience, inviting something about coaching, because you attract what you put out there. If you are only ever talking about your challenge groups, you're only going to bring challengers in. If you're talking about the business opportunity, you're going to bring in business builders. So those were my top tips about showing up bold on social media. The next thing is being bold in your actions. And this is something that like really stuck with me. She said, be willing to work harder than anyone else that you ask. Be willing to work harder than you ask anyone else, or whatever her words were. So if you are asking your coaches to show up every day and do their bat and do all these things, you need to do that and then some. You have to lead from the front if you're going to be a leader in this business. Another thing was putting the wheels into motion when you're feeling inspired or when you're feeling motivated. This is something for me that I'm super guilty for. I have these ideas, I see something that I want to do, I write it down on a piece of paper, and I get to it at some point, or I completely forget about it. It was actually Moira Kusaba that brought it up, and she said that whenever she feels motivated or inspired to do something, she takes some kind of action right away. And her example was actually Kim launching her podcast. She said that she's been wanting to do a podcast for forever. It's just never been at the top of her priority list, but something she always knew she was going to do. Kim went ahead, she recorded her first video, and Moira was like, dang, this is something that I've been wanting to do. So she said she took that excitement that Kim had. She didn't go record her first podcast, but she picked up the phone and she booked an appointment with the studio to record it. So she said, I was inspired in that moment. I got those wheels going in some way. So just being mindful of that when something really speaks to you. You don't necessarily have to take that exact action the next day, but what can you do to put it on your calendar, put it in your agenda so you can make sure that you're going to make it happen. And then the next thing is being bold in terms of how you're analyzing things. So if someone says no to a challenge group opportunity, to a coaching opportunity, don't just accept that and kind of move on. Try to dig a little bit deeper. Be bold enough to carry that conversation further than just being like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like, I'm glad things are working well for you. You know, sometimes that's uncomfortable for us to have those conversations, but be bold and confident in what you're doing. Even if they're not going to join you in that moment, you now have something that you can go back to down the road. And then be really bold in terms of assessing yourself and what's working. So this one coach, she said she switches up her invitation strategy like every week. She's like, every single week I seem to be doing something different because I'm constantly asking myself, how did that work last week? Okay, it didn't really work as well for me as it did a month ago. I'm going to switch it up and take a completely different approach. So being able to like really ask yourself what's working, identifying what's not, and then moving on. The next thing Jackie talked about a little bit, but this is being bold with your team. Share your goals with your team. Does your team know exactly what you want to achieve in 2021? But don't just mention it once and announce what your goals are. They constantly talked about these are things, if you are building to elite, they were talking to 1-star coaches building, you need to be talking about this all the time. Like this is something that should be a regular conversation, whether it's a chat pod once a week. Like this conversation needs to be something that's ongoing if you're serious about doing this as a team effort, because getting to elite, getting further than that, whatever this is more than just you, right? It truly is a team thing, not a me thing. Like Jackie said, do you know all of your coaches' goals? And something I will add to what Jackie had mentioned, are you tracking their goals and their progress towards it? Do you have some kind of tracking system? That way you can keep them accountable in some way. Does this mean that you're going to do the work for them? No. But if you see that they're not making the progress, maybe you can offer solutions or hop on a call and do something to help get them closer to their goal. So know their goals, track their goals, keep them accountable to it. And then the last big thing is like the expectations and the benchmarks we kind of set for our new coaches. When a new coach joins our team, is diamond like the big scary thing that you're talking about with them? Because guess what? When coaches join our team, they don't even know what that means, right? Most coaches have no idea what any of these things are. So if we are building that culture of emerald in 30 days, diamond in 90 days, these coaches know no different, right? We're automatically setting them up for a better chance of success because we are just talking about that like this is our norm. So that was something, I think there was like 3 or 4 coaches that talked about diamond in 90 days. That's just a standard that they have with their team. And yeah, really that's all I have for being bold. I have 3 action items for you guys. I would love for you to write them down. I would love for you to do them right away. Number 1, talk about coaching every single day on social media for the next 10 days. Don't miss a single day. Every single day for the next 10. Number 2, pick something related to your business that is not currently working, that you don't feel great about, that you want to switch up. Write it out tonight. How are you going to pivot? How are you going to change it? How are you going to switch it up? And then number 3, grab your phone, turn on the live video, record a video, do something, whether you have 1 coach on your team, 100 coaches on your team, or you are brand new and you're sending this message to your upline, share your goals with your team in video format, not as a text. Put your face on the screen, be vulnerable, be bold, share these goals with your team, and have this as a conversation that's ongoing. Anyways, there's honestly so much that we could share. We're really excited to share with the Diamond coaches tomorrow night. They talked a lot about systems and duplication and stuff like that. So I'm sure everyone else will have that kind of trickle through once we kind of like go through all that info and see what's going to work best for our team. But yeah, I'm super excited for all of you who will be at this event next year. It was honestly incredible. I'll pass it back to Erin or Court.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing. Like everything that you learned is so beneficial to all of us, and you guys being open books and sharing your like biggest takeaways is so beneficial. It's like so obviously understatement of the year, but like so disappointing that we couldn't be all together in person. Oh my God, Jackie, your dog, hilarious. But I'm just so grateful that the company makes it so special for you. Like, I don't know if you guys all saw, they all got this massive box delivered to their home with these like personalized gifts and things that were like Las Vegas-esque to make them feel like they were there. And the whole conference, there was over 800 people who qualified there, but they put everybody in like little chat pods of people within your region. So all the girls were together and really help you to like mix and mingle and get to know other people there. They really knock it out of the park. And I can't echo enough what Jackie said. Make this your goal to get there. Make it your goal to get to that conference, to soak it in. I know like what I shared a little bit at the conference was that when they asked me to speak because they wanted to know what I did from getting to NLC to ending the year as an elite coach, and how my experience was in NLC and what I did afterwards. And ultimately, I said that getting to NLC and standing there made me realize that this wasn't just me working out in my basement. This wasn't just me being embarrassing, posting my embarrassing videos on social media and me like getting abs in my basement. This was so much bigger than I thought it was. And I didn't really feel that until I was there and like felt the energy and saw this like amazing billion-dollar company for what it really friggin' is and the impact that this company is having on the damn world. So please, if you want something from this business, your goal this year is at least 1 star so that you can all get to NLC and go there together next year. And like, Lord help us, let it be in person. But ultimately what I shared about that, what I did after NLC is that I focused on my team. I like poured into their leadership, not my own. I encouraged them to run their own team cup teams, them to focus on their own teams rather than me being like the big shiny leader. And that's ultimately, I think, the reason I succeeded last year is because a lot of the leaders on my team stepped up and became leaders. But ultimately that is outside of my control. That's outside of your control. It's up to each and every one of us to take this business seriously and like really chase after the opportunity we have in front of us. So I could talk about this forever, but I appreciate you guys all sharing tonight. I am energized by your energy. Like seeing you guys on the high after this past weekend, like was fueling me with excitement and energy because I remember that feeling. And it's absolutely the best. I just saw somebody saying struggle bus in terms of talking about coaching. Yeah, like it's awkward. It's awkward. And I think that until you start doing it, it's like anything else, right? You kind of have to rip the Band-Aid off and talk a little bit in order to get there. Like after this call, talk about the call you just had with amazing inspired women and what you learned and how this whole team is all very collaborative. It's not competition. It's genuinely us like feeding into each other. Like make a list right now of all the things you love about coaching, how you're helping other people, how you're meeting other women, how you get to focus on yourself, how you get paid to like focus on your own journey. Like think of all of the things that you love about it and talk about that. It's not a, you should be a coach with me. It's a, I'm like loving this experience and I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of it. So I think there's a way to spin it, but it absolutely is uncomfortable until you do it. It's just like reels. Like I'm struggling with reels because I feel I'm way too introverted for like the embarrassing, funny things on reels. Like that, I'm struggling with that too. So we are all in this. We all have our own different struggles, Sarah, but we're all in this together, and that's what makes this so friggin' beautiful. And ultimately, I say this all the time, it takes the bold to have massive impact and inspire. So I'm honored to stand here today with all of you bold women, helping to inspire other women in our lives. So go out and
Can I just say
your
one
light.
thing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing before we close out? So something that they said that resonated with me as well was the top leaders are doing nothing different than what we're doing. Nothing. The only thing they have that we don't is they have perfected their trade. We all have the capability to perfect this trade and get there. All of us. We have the tools, the resources, the team, the mentorship, all of it. It's in you. You need to want it. And the beauty of NLC as well is it didn't end this weekend. We're in a Facebook group with the entire group of 800 of us that pour into each other, bounce each other's ideas off each other, collab on team calls. We're also in a group with Moira, Melanie, Mitro, and Kim that they will pour into us and mentor us for the entire year. You get so much more than just leadership. It was amazing, and I hope you guys are all striving to get there. Sorry.
No, that's amazing. I love your fire right now. Like you're on a high and I love it. But I have no doubt that we'll have like 20 of you there next year. I have zero doubt. We already know that Sophie's going. Is there anybody else that we already know is going? Yeah, Karina's gonna go. Who else is going? Oh my God, Emma. Anyways, drop it in the chat. Who else is going? Erica, you're for sure going. Milen, you're gonna go. Koo, you're gonna go. Gabby, you're gonna go. I'm just seeing all of these faces. You guys are all friggin' Chelsea. Yes, it's happening, and I can't friggin' wait because it's gonna be inspiring AF. I will be with you in the parking lot, Sarah. So way to go, guys. I hope you all doing great and shine your damn light. Have a great night, guys.